I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting. But anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title.
Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on.
The boxing world is once again reacting to a Jake Paul victory, this time over former world champion Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The fight itself was a strange affair, with Chavez Jr.'s perplexing lack of aggression leaving many to wonder what exactly his game plan was. But one person's strange performance is another's opportunity, and Jake Paul capitalized on it. It wasn't Paul's fault his opponent seemed reluctant to engage. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. He fought, he won, and he looked good doing it. In fact, some observers believe he won every single round. Even though he showed some signs of fatigue late in the fight, he held on for a decisive win, sparking a major debate about what this means for both his career and the sport of boxing.
Jake Paul fought a good fight. You know, he moved around the way he's supposed to, throwing great punches, and for the experience he had, he did fantastic. Junior, on the other hand, he didn't throw any punches until the third or fourth round or something. He was just kind of walking forward, and I don't know what he was doing. It was weird. It was weird to see that type of fighting, but anywho, that's not Jake Paul's fault. So Jake Paul did what he needed to do, and he won, and he looked good.
Where do you think Junior goes from here, in your opinion, Shane?
Junior needs to retire from here.
Junior needs to retire.
He needs to retire. I mean, if you can't throw any punches in 2, 3, 4 rounds, you need to retire. I mean, if you can't, what are you doing? What are we doing? You just living off your father's name. That's basically what you do, because you didn't even fight until the last round, maybe last two rounds, and threw some punches, and you had some success when you threw some punches.
Of course, not everyone was impressed. Media personality Piers Morgan, a frequent critic of Paul, didn't hold back, dismissing the entire event. However, the praise from active fighters carried significant weight. Rayo Valenzuela, a respected young boxer, gave Paul his props after the fight. In a brief interview, he acknowledged that Jake looked impressive. But what really stood out was his belief that Jake Paul now deserves to be considered among the top fighters in his division. Coming from a fellow professional, this is a huge statement. It signals a shift in perception. Jake is no longer just a YouTuber playing boxer. He's earned a place in the official rankings through his performance.
To the fight. Oh, great fight. Julio's back after all he's been through. So, I tip my hat off to him. It's not easy, especially through, when life throws at you sometimes. But, it was a good fight.
What'd you make of how Jake Paul looked and fought?
He doing his thing. Jake Paul's looking good. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Do you think he's ready to fight maybe a top 15, top 20?
Sure, yeah.
So I guess where does Junior go from here, in your opinion?
It's up to him. He can retire if he wants, or he can have another, fight like this. Fight a YouTuber or something.
Yeah. Adding to the wave of support from credible boxing figures was Jose Benavidez Sr., the father and trainer of champion David Benavidez. After watching Jake defeat Julio, Benavidez Sr. expressed strong approval, stating that Jake looked really good. He even went as far as to suggest that Paul has now earned an opportunity to fight for a world title. Coming from a man who has trained champions at the elite level, this comment marks a significant turning point in how Jake is viewed by professionals, not just as an entertainer, but as a legitimate threat in the ring.
I think Jake Paul looked really good. I think he won all the rounds. I mean, it's good for boxing. I think he deserves a chance to fight for a world title. He proved it today with an ex-world champion, Julio Cesar Chavez, that, he dominated and he did really good.
What did you think of Chavez's performance? Early on, he didn't throw a lot, and then towards the end, he had some moments. Were you disappointed in Chavez?
Well, I thought, he was going to try to get Jake Paul a little tired. He was blocking and taking all his shots, but I think he just got tired, and couldn't execute it. So Jake Paul did a great job.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult also weighed in. offering a sharp analysis of Jake's development. In his view, Paul has improved far more than people are willing to give him credit for. He argued that many fans still underestimate Jake because of his YouTube origins and fail to see the technical growth and in-ring intelligence he has cultivated. According to Showbiz, Jake now possesses a level of timing, discipline, and control that can no longer be dismissed as just hype. It's about actual skill.
I looked at Jake. I was saying, thank you, Jake. Yep, I was saying, thank you, Jake. A lot. The thing is, not to say that because he beat a 6-year-old Mike Tyson that, that impressed me with. What I'm saying is, you couldn't really see everything that Jake possessed in that fight. He has gotten way better. I saw him training, and I'm like, the guy is good. He messed around and got good. You don't like Zurdo fight? Zurdo looked. I mean, that was one of the best I've seen, but best times I've seen him. No, Zurdo won this clear to me. Don't forget that was a point deduction. One 15, 113. I mean, 113, 112. 117, 110. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo. Yeah, it was clearly Zurdo, bro. I mean, Zurdo was making a miss, and Zurdo was really, I was impressed by his defense.
Ringside footage and commentary from the night painted a clear picture of a one-sided bout. Jake Paul was in control from the very first round, while Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. simply failed to mount any significant offense. For the majority of the fight, particularly the first 5 or 6 rounds, many watching were asking if Chavez was even there to fight, as he was throwing almost nothing. One theory was that his strategy was to let Jake Paul get tired, banking on the fact that Paul wasn't accustomed to going 10 rounds. Then perhaps he could take over in the later stages.
Jake Paul has defeated Chavez Jr. right? This fight, Chavez got active in them last 3 rounds and he really showed his power. But throughout most of the fight and throughout those first 5 or 6 rounds, right, most of us were saying, is Chavez here to fight or not? Because he was not throwing very much at all. And then you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired because he's not used to going 10 rounds. And then maybe in those last couple rounds you could get him. But Jake Paul did get fatigued down the stretch, but he still held on. He looked well even in the final 3 rounds when Chavez was pouring it on enough to get over the top. I'd say it's impressive considering Chavez Jr. is a former champion for Jake Paul. Probably going to get a title shot soon. My question to y'all is, what did y'all think of the fight? When Chavez first came out, man, I'm like, he's not throwing. Jake Paul looked really active. I go, when is Chavez going to throw? Then Chavez began to throw, and you thought maybe the strategy is let Jake Paul get tired and then try to beat him down the stretch, right? Which I think that was the strategy. But Paul proven to hang on, and Chavez goes down in this one. So guys, what do y'all think about the fight? What do you think about Jake Paul's performance, and can he get a title shot?
At the post-fight press conference, Jake Paul carried himself with the same confidence he showed in the ring. He gave respect to Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., calling him a tough opponent and acknowledging his proud Mexican fighting spirit. However, Jake did not shy away from addressing his critics. Many had doubted his durability and questioned his chin, but he felt he proved them wrong. He made it clear that for him, this victory was personal. It was about showing that his growth as a boxer is real and that he's more than just a celebrity chasing headlines. This fight was a turning point, and he left no doubt that he belongs in the conversation.
It's between you and Cesar Chavez Jr. tonight. Now, in round 9, the heat really turned up. Did you feel the Mexican power that he promised, or do you feel like he didn't perform the way you thought that he would?
No, yeah, he brought a hard fight there at the end, and that's that Mexican warrior style. I don't know how he was eating all those punches, to be honest. My hands low-key hurt from his face, and so respect to him. He had good cardio, and he came on strong at the end. He's a very, very strong guy, had a lot of power, but people underestimate my chin and my ability and my toughness.
Jake, Jonathan Agger of Pro Boxing Fans. During the week, you had a viral interview with Piers Morgan where he said that he didn't think that you would beat Chavez. He felt like when you fight a former world champion, you'll come unstuck. What did you prove to not only him but other people that have criticised you?
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, actions speak louder than words. So people can sit behind their desks and sit on their TV shows and say a lot of things about my career, but everyone's tuning in, everyone's watching, and I just continue to win.
And you mentioned Anthony Joshua. Does it end there? Would you want to bring Tyson Fury out of retirement?
Man, there's too many people for me to fight. I need more time. At the end of the day, that's the only thing I can't do is create more time. So we'll see what happens.
That pre-fight interview with Piers Morgan highlighted the core of the debate surrounding Jake's career. Piers voiced his skepticism, pointing out that Jake had yet to face a battle-tested professional in his prime. But Jake, unfazed, insisted that reputations don't matter. Performance does. The fight's outcome ultimately served as his response. By defeating a seasoned fighter like Chavez Jr., he sent a powerful message to analysts and doubters alike that he is in the ring to compete.
Shit, YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This shit is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of these people time in and time again. And it's about time that you old heads and all these fucking boxers who think they know about the sport put some respect on my name.
Yeah, but you're not going to get, look, you're going to make a ton of money. Listen, I think as a businessman, you are brilliant, right? I give you full credit for that. When you took on Mike Tyson as a business enterprise, there's no argument. You absolutely crushed the numbers, crushed the money and everything else. But the idea that you can say on the one hand, I'm a killer, I get in the ring with the best people, and you get in the ring with a guy who's 50, he's literally nearly as old as me.
I'm not talking about Mike Tyson. I'm talking about Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley, champions in their sport, Golden Gloves champions, Ryan Borland, Andre August, undefeated fighters. The list goes
but what
on
great
and on.
boxer have you been in the ring with?
Former world champion on Saturday, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., son of the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, besides me, of course. Like, I don't know what you guys want to see. I tried to fight Canelo. He ducked out of it. You asked him about that. You said he's going to kill me. So what do you want, Piers? You're laughing when you say, oh, Jake is going to fight Canelo. I think you would kill him. But then you're like, oh, you're not fighting this guy. You're the problem here with this whole situation and criticism of my career. I'm trying to fight the best people, and that's why Chavez is here on Saturday. I want Canelo. I want Anthony Joshua. I want all these people. It's been 5 years in this sport.
But the problem is the only proper boxer you fought was Tommy Fury, and he beat you. And he's not even the best. He's not even the best fighter in his family.
Golden Gloves champion Andre August, Brian Borland as well. Anderson Silva was an undefeated boxer. I mean, you can sit there and make up shit, but you actually don't know your facts. I fought multiple boxers with professional records, and including Mike Tyson himself, who I think is going to be a harder fight than Chavez.
Jake Paul's victory over Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has officially moved him into a new phase of his career. He defeated a former world champion with a legitimate boxing record, silencing some critics while creating new ones. With WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman suggesting Paul could now earn a world ranking, the possibility of a title shot is no longer a fantasy. Paul immediately called out champions like Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez and Badu Jack, but the fundamental question remains. To gain true legitimacy, will he finally step in the ring with a top 15 active boxer in his prime? Or will he continue to leverage his star power against aging veterans? This win proves his dedication and improvement are real, but his next move will define his legacy. What did you think of the fight? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more in-depth boxing analysis.